Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video we would be continuing our series on triggers. So we would be understanding about the triggers through practical concepts. So first of all, what is the trigger for today? So your trigger for today is a sibling trigger. Let us say there is an account and there are some contacts associated with that account. So now you are to find the siblings of those contacts. And what does that mean is, see, let me tell you. Uh, Let us say you are having an account A, and in which there is a contact C1, there is a contact C2, and there is also a contact C3. So all in all we are having three contacts. But what if we are to find the sibling, and what is a sibling is the children of the same parent. So for C1 it is having his two siblings, that is C2 and C3. So in here it should be populated as 2. For C2 also it is having two siblings, that is C1 and C3, and for C3 as well we are having two siblings, that is C1 and C2. So from here we could have a formula, that is what could be the formula, that is the total number of contacts on this account minus 1 would be the sibling. Okay, how minus 1? Say in this we were having three contacts, and if we are to find the sibling, so we would not include that contact na. We are in this context that from this contact we are finding the other two contacts. So in this sense we are referring here as 3 and minus 1, that would be 2. Okay, like like if we say, like if a parent have three children, two boys and one girl. Okay, so if we are to tell about the total children, so these are three. And in context, like if we say that uh, how many sibling does this girl have, so she's having two brothers. So in the same sense we could apply this in here. So I hope you understood the scenario, that what we are going to do. So let us move on to the code. First of all, guys, what I want you is create a number field on your contact object, that is with the name of sibling sibling. Okay, and since this is a custom field, so underscore underscore c would be automatically populated, and thereafter we would be moving to our developer console. So in here I have created just a name of the trigger, that is a contact sibling, on which object this is on contact, and after insert is the trigger context variables. So for trigger context variable, guys, these are your trigger context variables, like executing, is insert, is update, is after, or is before. See, returns to if the trigger was fired after all records were saved. So after insert, after update, or after delete, we could use these things, like after insert tells that first understand about is insert. It is fired when we have an insert operation, and after means after we have inserted something, thereafter we would be firing the uh, trigger. So this is the meaning of after insert. So now we would be following two best practices. First, we would not be writing entire trigger in this only. We would be creating a handler class for this. So I have created a simple Apex class, that is with the name contact sibling handler. Okay, and same way I'm having my trigger as well. So what I want you is, first we should have a visualization on the concept that we are working upon. And what is that? Let me again. Uh, what I want is, first you should understand that how we should work upon this solution. So we all know about trigger.new. Okay, in this we would be firing trigger.new. because we are doing an after insert context. Okay, so just understand in this for the after insert context. After delete we would be talking later. So in this what you want is you would be having a list of contacts that you would be getting from the trigger dot new. Okay, and see, say for example C1, C2 and C3. Okay, so now first of all we have to filter all these things, and we should get the account ID from these contacts. So we could store that account ID in set. Okay, we could store that account ID in a set. Okay, and from this set now we are having the account IDs, and thereafter we could perform some DML operation on those related accounts, because from here we could get the account IDs, and from this set afterwards when we apply the DML operation we could have a nested query inside, where we could have the contact ID. Okay, and from where we would be having a DML operation that we would be getting from our set. Okay, and from here what you would be getting is the list of accounts as well as the size, because what was our basic requirement was for the size, because each account because each contact is associated with the account. So I want a size for my account. So now what I would be getting from my list of account is the size. Okay, so our one problem gets solved, because we want see account contact 1, 2 and 3. Total number of contacts are 3. We got this 3. We got this size from our DML operation. And now what we want is bus 3 minus 1, and simply we want to display 2 as the result. So how this we would be understanding later. First we should code until here. Okay, I hope this is clear. If not, it would be more clear when we would code. Okay, so in your contact sibling trigger, uh, follow the trigger context variables like if trigger dot is insert, and or we could or have in this way also, like trigger dot is after, because the trigger is firing in the after context, and if your trigger is following the insert operation. Okay, now what we want is I'm calling my handler class contact sibling handler dot count sibling, and in here I would be passing trigger dot new. Okay, so I haven't created this count sibling in my contact sibling handler class, so we would be creating this in a moment. And first I think I should increase the font size for you all. So I think this is the size that is visible by you all. Now what we would be doing is we would be creating this method public static void count sibling, and in here from this trigger.new what it is giving to us is the list of contacts. So list of contact and trigger new, so I would be naming this trigger new so that you all should not get confused. Okay, so this is saved, and save this as well. So in here you have just created this method and fired the event. Okay, so what is the error? Variable does not exist. Oh sorry, it is trigger Okay, so this error is also gone. So in here, what I was telling you, we have to create a set of ID. Account ID is equal to new set of ID. Okay, and as I said, for contact, see in your trigger new contact list of contacts, check that if c dot account ID is not equal to null, because I want those contacts only whose account ID is not null. So if account ID is not null, so what you want to do is account IDs dot add c dot account ID. So now in here, what we are having the list of accounts having related contacts. Okay, now we have fulfilled our operation number one. Now what we would do is we would apply a DML operation. Why? Because we want a size. So get accounts is equal to we would be applying a DML operation. So select ID name, select ID from contacts. Okay, from in here this would be contact because this is a nested query and we are referring to the child relationship name, so this would be contacts. Okay, else while it would only be contact. So this is also a difference that needs to be remembered, guys. Select ID from contact from account where your ID in. Now you have to bind this to account IDs. Okay, so this is also done. In here what we did is we got the size. Okay, now what to do? Now we are having the accounts with, this is giving me the list of accounts with size. So now we are to have a for loop, get accounts. Now what is the problem here is, guys, let me explain you. In here we do want something else, because from account A in get accounts we need something to store my individual account, like my individual account ID as well as my account value. So this count might be an integer, might not, it is integer only. So we would be using the concept of maps, because I would be storing my individual ID as the count. Okay, so for this I would be making use of map ID and integer account contact map of ID and integer. Okay, and for account ACC in get accounts, uh, see integer count. So now there are two conditions as well, guys. First let me tell you, uh, because we want the siblings, so we want the total number of contacts associated with the account minus 1. So your if acc dot contacts dot size is greater than 0, okay, so your count would be acc dot contact dot size minus 1, else if acc dot contacts uh, dot size is equal to 0, so we would be doing is count would be equal to 0. uh, why this is because if account is having only one contact, so we do not want that it should display minus 1, we only want to display 0. Okay, That's why I did this else part. If you didn't understood, you could comment down below as well. I would be happy to answer your doubts. So now what we would be doing is uh, we would be adding this to map account contact map dot put what acc dot id I capital and a count. Now what we are having, so now guys what we are having is uh, now there is a map. So what is there is a id and there is a integer, and with each account there is associated account, with each account there is associated with the count. So we are having this. Now what, now we want this to be populated in our contacts. So list of contact get contacts is equal to, now we would be firing a DML operation, select ID, uh, ID, and as I said that sibling this field, I want this because I want to populate on my sibling field. ID sibling and account ID from contact, where your account ID in, where is your account ID in account contact map dot keyset. Okay, now you are getting the contacts related to those accounts that are there in this map. Okay, simple. Okay, sometimes there might be spelling errors, so now you are having this, and for contact C in get contacts, now what C dot sibling would be what, my, sorry, account contact map dot get, now C dot account ID. Okay, what, why, what we have done here, see, we are getting on the basis of account ID, because what is the concept of maps? Map has a concept of key and value. We access a key, and on that key we get a value. So same way, a key is our account ID, and on this account ID it would tell me the count. Simple. So in here also I am doing this only, and now I have to update this. So for updation I have to have a list of contact to insert to update is equal to new list of contact, and now I am adding this to update.add c in here, and now I would be firing an upset operation. You could have done update what to update. Okay, and sorry, the spelling mistake, update. So no errors. Okay, and in here as well no errors. So go to your home accounts, uh, create a dummy account that is with the name dummy as well, and save this. Has no contacts, so create one contact. uh, okay, save this, go into this contact and check the details tab. See, the sibling is 0, it is having no sibling. Now add one more contact to this, 2. So Now go to the details tab, so it would be showing you, okay, in this too it would be okay, showing you a sibling of 1. So guys, I hope you understood this video. I hope you all understood the concept as well. And if you do find this video interesting as well as helpful, so kindly subscribe to the channel, because we would be posting more such related videos. So thanks for watching.